this game was definitely something. You know, despite this game being a very meaningless game, but mainly just for division bragging rights, it was still a very fun and entertaining game to watch. Even though, despite the fact that the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, they chose not to bench the starters for the first half. Because Aaron Rodgers wanted to be a greedy fucking asshole again. But don't worry, the Lions made sure to make sure Aaron Rodgers ate those words that he didn't want to take it off. And after that first half, I think Green Bay starters said, you know what? We should have just not showed up. Because then Green Bay in the second half chose to bench everybody. But man, just what a game out of Detroit, man. Like, the Lions offense, this offense played up to their potential today against the Packers. But I say it to the Packers is, after that first half, if that first half is how you're going to go into the playoffs with your starters, Green Bay is in massive trouble. I would say that normally, but let's be real. The NFL is probably going to make sure the Packers make the Super Bowl this year. Since we all know the NFL wants the Super Bowl to be Packers-Chiefs this year. We all know they want a Rodgers versus Mahomes Super Bowl in Hollywood. We all know the NFL wants it. They may as well just fucking pull the trigger and get it over with. But yeah. So, but still, man, what a game. Like, say whatever you want, but let's be real. For all the Lions fans complaining about this game and not going for the pick, let's be real. Detroit really didn't care about the first overall pick. They showed that when they beat the Cardinals a couple weeks ago. To be honest, though, Detroit valued being a division rival, especially the division rival the Lions cannot stand losing to the most. They valued that more than the first overall pick, at which I do too. Because you want to know how you build a winning culture? You win games. Winning football games. Even games you may think are meaningless. Yeah, you win those games. That's how you build a culture. A winning culture is winning and winning. Because there's the whole thing about tanking. Tanking only works if you have the right people in the front office calling the shots. That's the only way tanking works. If you have the right people calling the shots. Because if you don't have the right people calling the shots, then what is the fucking point of tanking then if they're going to fuck up every pick and everything they touch dies? Now the Lions, they have the right people calling the shots in that front office because a lot of Brad Holmes picks this year panned out. Especially Amon-Ra St. Brown, as Amon-Ra has set the rookie franchise record for most rookie receiving yards by a Lions wide receiver in Lions franchise history, breaking Roy Williams' rookie record. So hey, congrats to Amon-Ra St. Brown. That was definitely a steal in the 4th round by Brad Holmes. Some good shit there. And, you know, Penei Sewell, even though he had a bit of a rough start to the year, Penei Sewell was still one of the top rookie O-linemen in the league. So hey, good shit from him. So yeah, remember that Gifts Football Guy channel, whatever the fuck it's called, when he went out and called Penei Sewell a bust and said any Lions fan that thinks he's gonna be something is a fucking idiot? Well, to say that vid didn't age well is a massive understatement. Hell, as much as I give the Lions fan base shit, I didn't give them shit in that situation because, hey, even any Lions fan with half a brain knew that Penei Sewell wasn't going to be a bust. All I say to Gifts is this. Just take the fucking L, make a vid apologizing for what you did, and just move on and take this as a learning experience to scout better. I mean, if you do that, Gift, then people won't be harassing you in the comments, especially me. You want the harassment to stop? Just take the L, admit you were wrong, and make an apology vid. Simple as that. I mean, hey, I had some bad takes with the Red Wings on Mort Sider and Sebastian Cossa, and you know what? I'll man up and take the L and admit I was wrong. So hey, just take it from me. I speak off experience. But yeah, see how the Lions win this game. They will beat the Packers 37-30. The Lions end their season 3-13-1. Wow, so the Lions win and loss total equals 3 313. That's Detroit's cell number area, 313. Okay. 313, Illuminati confirmed. Dale Earnhardt is not dead. Well, fuck. That's actually that's kind of funny. That Detroit's win-loss record equals 313. That is kind of funny. And also, there's one thing I should say here. With the Lions winning this game, it also means that despite the Jaguars beating the Colts, the Jacksonville Jaguars still win the 2022 NFL Tank Bowl. Because the Lions needed a loss in the Jaguars to win to clinch the first overall pick. So the Jaguars will pick first overall for the second season in a row. Meaning the Lions will pick second in the draft. And hey, at second overall, you're still going to have a shot at Aiden Hutchinson or Kayvon Thibodeau. So yeah, anyway, for the Jaguars, you know the drill. Step forth and pick up your free Aiden Hutchinson. Or Kayvon Thibodeau. Or Evan Neal. Or whoever the fuck you want to take first overall. I mean, let's be honest. There's no way Jaguars are taking a quarterback first overall. Because the Jaguars got a QB in Trevor Lawrence. I mean, everyone's thinking it's going to be Aiden Hutchinson. The Lions get Kayvon Thibodeau. But here's the thing about Jacksonville. They don't really need an edge rusher. That's not their biggest need. Because the Jaguars, they got Kayvon Chaisson. They got Miles Jack. They got Josh Allen. Hell, they have, who is it? Who was that guy they took last year? Jalen Phillips? Was that him? They got literally 4 fucking pass rushers. They really don't need another one because if they take Hutchinson, then they have to get rid of somebody. Probably Josh Allen or Miles Jack. I feel like the Jaguars' biggest need is O-line because Trevor Lawrence needs fucking protection because Lawrence took a fucking beating for the Jaguars this year. And here's the thing about and I know a lot of people, I know O-line isn't the sexy, and I said it in the draft last year with Penei Sewell. I know offensive line isn't the sexiest pick in the world, but they are essential for a team's success. And since Lawrence is going to be the Jaguars' franchise QB for the next 5 to 10 years, unless they find a way to ruin him, then they need to give Lawrence every fucking tool he needs to succeed, because he needs protection. Because here's the thing. What's the point of owning a sports car if you have no fucking car insurance? Yeah, the car looks cool, but you can't fucking use it without insurance. So let me just say what Evan Neal is with Trevor Lawrence. If Trevor Lawrence is a fucking Lamborghini, Evan Neal would be the equivalent of Geico or Allstate or Bel Air or Liberty Insurance or whatever insurance company you want to throw in, like Progressive or anything like that. Whatever insurance company you want to throw in, you name it. Evan Neal would be that for Trevor Lawrence. Like, I feel like the Jaguars could more than likely take Evan Neal first overall to give Trevor Lawrence some protection. I mean, there is a possibility at second overall the Lions could have a choice at either Hutchinson or Thibodeau. To be honest, I want the Lions to go Hutchinson, but they're probably going to go Thibodeau with that pick. Then again, the draft is 4 months away. And player rankings and shit are going to change within the next 4 months, you know, because you got the combine, you got the senior day, you got pro days coming up, like a lot can change in the first 4 months. And for anyone complaining about the Lions not losing to have a shot at the first overall pick, here's the thing about the draft. The draft is honestly a complete crapshoot. Because usually a lot of players that usually go early in the draft, they either end up being bust or they end up... Usually a majority of players that go early, they either end up being bust or they come nowhere close to being as advertised. You know, very rare you see a player drafted early actually succeed. Unless you have really good scouting and know what the hell you're doing and you give them all the tools they need. Usually a lot of players that go later in the draft do better than players taken before them. That's the mystique of the draft. It's usually the one night a year where we all pretend to be armchair GMs for a day. Or a weekend. But yeah, you also have the right... Like, the thing about tanking, like I mentioned earlier, tanking only works if you have the right people calling the shots in the front office. tanking can work if done correctly. You have to have the right people calling the shots, and you have to hit the nail on every single pick. But to build a culture, a winning culture that Dan Campbell wants, you have to win games. And you know what? Being a division rival like Green Bay for bragging rights, that's how you build a winning culture. Also beating teams like the Cardinals, that's how you do that too. So yeah. So yeah, the Lions, they get a win over the Packers, even though it's kind of a meaningless game, just mainly bragging rights, since Green Bay already had the first seed locked up. So this game literally didn't mean anything to Green Bay. But hey, it was still a very good game. But all I say is that second half, Green Bay, you know how Jordan Love played in that second half? Green Bay, you better embrace that second half, because that's your future coming up. That's your future once Aaron Rodgers is gone. Because Green Bay, I'll say this, when Aaron Rodgers is either retired or gone from Green Bay, the Packers are massively fucked. They are so fucked when Rodgers leaves. All I say to Packers is, if Rodgers is gone after this year, you're fucked. The hunt will become the hunted. And you know, with Chicago and Minnesota situation, I mean, in a couple years, if Rodgers is gone from the Packers and the Bears and Vikings looking like they're going to hit the reset button again, that NFC North could be wide open for Detroit to finally win a division title for the first time in almost 30 years. I mean, hey, if there's a time to strike for potentially a division, if you get some good draft picks, this would be it. I'll say this. I'll be happy when the Lions get Thibodeau or Hutchinson in the draft. To finally so the pass rushing issue can finally be solved. I mean, with one of those two coming over, it means more than likely the Lions are going to get rid of Trey Flowers in the offseason to make space. To make way for them. And try and get Trey Flowers' contract off the books. I say at least try and trade Flowers to get some mid-round picks and acquire more picks. I mean, because, hey, if the Lions want to build this team through the draft, then they need draft picks. And I believe the Lions are supposed to be getting 3 compensatory picks. I know at least a 3rd and a 5th. And I'm not sure if the 3rd one is supposed to be a 4th or 6th round pick, but 3 compensatory picks, that's not too bad. Not too shabby. So, yeah. But still, you know, end of the season for the Lions. So, yeah, the Lions, I mean, hey, it was a rough season, but hey, the win here, you know, winning one for the fans at home, it's a good way, it's a positive way to end this very tough season. At least giving the fan base some positive vibes to enter the offseason. And also, this game is also the 3rd consecutive season where the Lions threw a touchdown pass from a non-QB position. But yeah, now the big question is this in the offseason. And so on. Do we stick with Jared Goff? Or do we find somebody else? To keep him, and for Goff's contract situation, Goff's at least staying around till 2023. The earliest the Lions can opt out of his contract is 2023. Because even if the Lions trade Goff in the offseason, the dead cap is going to make them lose money. So if you trade Goff, you would actually lose cap space instead of gain cap space. It would just make no damn sense. But the earliest they possibly could is 2023. So the Lions are still stuck with a Goff for another year. Like, I have to say, for the first round with the 2 picks, including the pick with the Rams, which is probably going to be in the late 20s, I think the Lions at number 2 overall, you take either Hutchinson or Thibodeau. And then the other pick, I think you take the best I think the other first round pick, you take the best wide receiver off the board. On the board. You take the best receiver available. Because the Lions need massive help on the receiving core, because Amon-Ra St. Brown ain't good enough. You need more than that. Especially if you're going to give Goff a fair shot, then you need to give him at least a fair chance. If you think you're going to give him a chance to prove himself, then you need to give him a fair shot. Because this year was not a fair shot for Goff when this team was so goddamn ass. And in the second round, I say either go guard or linebacker. And in the 3rd round, you go the whatever position you need to take. And to be honest, at number 2 overall, I don't see the Lions trading down from that pick. Because there isn't really a QB worth trading up for in this draft. Because this QB draft class is pretty fucking weak. Like, this class is fucking weak as shit for QBs. Like, if there's a QB to get, it would definitely be in 2023. For sure. But yeah, the Lions end the season. In terms of a channel update, like, not much Lions content gonna come out until maybe around the draft or free agency starts. Or whatnot, but, you know, gonna be a very quiet, off-season. You know, gonna be very quiet from now for Lions content from now till, March, at least. I will, of course, be doing the NFL season predict picks for the playoffs, for sure. Including the playoff predictions video, which should come out later this week. As the rest of the seeding will be determined in the later games. But yeah. And of course, you know, the NASCAR coming back in 6 weeks. And, you know, we'll have the NASCAR season predictions video up sometime in the coming weeks in January. So you got that to look forward to. By the way, I hope everyone likes my new Kyle Larson flag in the background. Nice flag to put right here, right underneath the Detroit Lions scarf. So yeah. You know. But yeah, you know the content coming soon. So yeah, just going to be pretty quiet here from here on out. But yeah, for Lions content, I'll probably do some of those Lions, start doing Lions vids again in March. When we get to free agency and, you know, when we start getting draft previews. But yeah, don't expect too much until maybe March once it picks back up. When free agency comes around and we get to the draft shit. But yeah, you know, just, you know, I think we all expected this year to be complete ass, but fuck. Thank God it's over. At least the Lions end the season on a high note and end the season strong. Some positive vibes for sure. And I'll say right this for the rebuild. I have a lot of positive vibes for the rebuild. I have faith in Campbell and Combs to get it done. I think the Lions rebuild, it's very promising. I think they have a promising future. I think another offseason or two of trying to get the right pieces in place against some talent on this team. And I think this team could be knocking on the doors for maybe a playoff spot. Or hell, maybe even a division. Depending on what happens with the Packers, Bears, and Vikings. But yeah, and one positive here. The Lions don't get swept by the Packers. Green Bay doesn't sweep the Lions this year. So yeah, Fudgepackers, no sweeping us this year. So yeah, how about that? The Lions actually get 2 division wins. But I'll say this, the Lions need to learn how to beat division opponents weekly. Because those games are crucial. And also, it's kind of a good thing the Lions have the 2nd overall pick. Because next year, the Lions' 17th game is against Jacksonville. And as long as neither team trades the picks, the 2022 we'll see the 1st overall pick in this year's draft go up against the 2nd overall pick in this year's draft. And usually in that game, whenever the 1st overall pick faces the 2nd overall pick, the trend usually says that whoever was the 2nd overall pick, whichever team picks 2nd overall, they end up winning that game over the team that picked 1st overall. And there's a good chance I heard that game could take place in England between the Lions and Jaguars. Because keep this in mind, the Lions and Jaguars were supposed to play in England in 2020. And then the Black Plague happened, which forced the game to go back to Jacksonville. So, will they try it again between the Lions and Jaguars to have that game in England? Time will tell. We'll have to see when the schedule comes out in April and shit. And they announce the international games and shit. So, yeah. A lot to be decided, but the Lions got some house money to play in the offseason. And a decent amount of cap space for sure. But the Lions rebuild, there's a lot of optimism and hope. So, yeah. It was a rough season for the Lions, but the future is bright. Just trust the process. The Lions will get there. They'll get there. They just have to take baby steps and don't take shortcuts. Alright? Baby steps. Don't rush it. Just take baby steps and you'll get there. One step at a time. So yeah, that'll wrap it up here. I'll see you all later. Peace. But actually, hold up. Before I wrap that up, though, For all the Lions fans that wanted Dan Campbell fired after one season, well, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's already been confirmed that Campbell is going to be staying around. Like, you all seriously thought Campbell was going to be fired after one season? Oh my god, you're fucking idiots. If you really thought that was going to happen and thought that was a good idea. But don't worry, to all those Lions fans, especially Moby, Primetime B, and Man-Beast Morris, even though you didn't get your wish, you get consolation prize instead. Because the Lions will be firing someone after one season. And it's the offensive coordinator, Anthony Lynn. The Lions are expected to fire him after one season. Probably going to announce it tomorrow. So yeah, Anthony Lynn is gone after one season as offensive coordinator. So yeah, I made my thoughts on it in a community post, but I'll just do a quick recap in case anyone didn't see that community post. So for that one, well, Anthony Lynn just didn't fit the system and the culture Dan Campbell was trying to build. Well, I'll say this for him, I'm not a big fan of firing coaches after one season because usually if you fire someone after 1 year, then somebody fucked up. And it honestly just makes the franchise look a lot worse than good. But for Anthony Lynn, like, his play calling was god-awful this year. Like, it was so awful to where Dan Campbell was taking over play calling duties by mid-season. And to be perfectly honest, the Lions' offense looked a lot better when Dan Campbell was calling the shots over Anthony Lynn. So yeah, it's that one. It's just, you just gotta cut ties and take losses when you can. Take the loss when you can. So yeah, and the reported rumors are that whoever the offensive coordinator is, regardless if they hire someone else or if they promote from within, they're just going to be someone that just watches over the Lions in practice because Dan Campbell is still expected to call the plays next season for the Lions. As it should be, because the Lions' offense looks a lot better when Dan Campbell calls the plays. Because Dan Campbell knows what he wants to do, and he just didn't do that the first half of the year with Anthony Lynn. Just Anthony Lynn wasn't doing what Dan Campbell wanted him to do. And once Dan got the play calling duties, Dan finally got to build the Lions offense the way he wanted it. And now you get to add on talent in the offseason for it. So yeah, for Anthony Lynn, it's just that the Lions have to fire someone for the scapegoat for this season. Just to cater to all those toxic, whiny-ass fans that complain about literally anything the Lions do. So yeah, for all those Lions fans that want to whine and say someone needs to pay for this season, Anthony Lynn is your sacrificial lamb for this season. So yeah, even though Moby, Man-Beast Morris, and Primetime B didn't get what they wanted, didn't get the coach they wanted fired, they get consolation prize instead. Anthony Lynn. So yeah, but yeah, if anyone thought that the Lions were going to fire Dan Campbell after one season, especially when he signed a 6-year contract in the offseason, you might be a fucking idiot. So yeah, Dan Campbell's gonna be here for a while. I mean, hey, we gave fucking Matt Patricia 2.5 seasons, and we gave Caldwell 4 seasons, and Jim Schwartz 5 seasons. So why is Dan Campbell not being held to the same kind of standard that those 3 were held to then? Kind of sus to me. But yeah, anyway, see you all in the offseason. Oh, by the way, to all the Stafford haters, this might not be the only review I do today because the Stafford and the Rams are playing for the NFC West. And oh yeah, remember that Week 7 review when I bashed the living shit out of the Stafford haters after the Rams beat the Lions? And we saw that Matt Stafford was clearly never the problem in Detroit? Imagine how I'm gonna treat those haters if the Rams win the NFC West and Stafford finally wins his first division title. Because this channel is already gonna become a Matt Stafford stan account for the playoffs, as Stafford looks to finally win that Super Bowl trophy that the Lions held him back from. So yeah, you thought Week 7 was bad? Imagine what I would do, how I'm going to act when the Rams win the NFC West. later today if they can beat the 49ers. So what I say to those Stafford haters is this. You better pray to God the Cardinals can actually perform when it matters and wins the NFC West. And you better hope Stafford doesn't beat the Rams. Or else.